feel like I'm a breastfeeding mother, I just would like to have one drink. I'd like to hang out with my friends, have a glass of wine or a beer, but I don't know if I can do it. Do I need to have this pump and dump thing going on? What does it all mean? Well, I'm Dr. Nancy Silva, Board-Certified Pediatrician, and I'm going to help you to figure out exactly how to do that. So let's review some alcohol facts. How does our body break down alcohol? Well, we drink it, our stomach starts breaking it down, then it goes into the bloodstream. And at that point, it starts going to certain vital organs, your brain, your liver, your lungs, and it gets processed there. The liver is the main filter for alcohol. What is BAC? BAC refers to blood alcohol content, and that's the amount of alcohol you have in your blood after you've had a particular amount of alcohol. What's a standard drink? Standard drink refers to the alcohol by volume, the pure alcohol you have in each type of alcohol you drink. Now it changes depending upon the type of alcohol. So for example, 12 ounces of beer has the same amount of pure alcohol that 8 ounces of malt liquor has, which has the same amount of pure alcohol that 5 ounces of wine has, which is the same amount of pure alcohol that only 1.5 ounces of liquor has. For example, rum or gin or whiskey. How long does alcohol stay in your breast milk? Well, the amount of alcohol you have in your blood is equal to the amount of alcohol you have in your breast milk. If you have one standard drink, we'll just call it a drink. If you have one drink, then that's going to stay in your breast milk for about 2 to 3 hours. If you have 2 drinks, it's going to stay in your breast milk for about 4 to 5 hours. If you have 3 drinks, it's going to stay in your breast milk for about 6 to 8 hours. Do I need to pump and dump? Depends upon how you're planning to drink. If you have one drink, if you can wait 3 hours, you don't have to pump and dump. You can breastfeed your baby at that point. However, if we go at the 3 drink amount, that's going to be harder. I'm going to advise you to wait 8 hours. You're probably going to have to pump and dump during that time to alleviate the pressure that you have. Here's a simple guide to having a drink while you're breastfeeding. First, drink responsibly. You need to have a clear mind. Whenever the alcohol leaves your system, that's when you're going to be at 100%, and your baby needs that from you. Next, be aware that you probably haven't had anything to drink in a really long time. Planning pregnancy, being pregnant, nursing your baby, it could easily be a year since you last had a drink. Guess what? It's probably going to knock you off your feet a lot sooner than you thought it would. So just keep that in mind. You're not going to have the same reaction to alcohol that you did before. Next, drink plenty of water. Alcohol is a diuretic. That means it makes you pee. When you have increased urination, you're going to have increased dehydration. And guess what that means? That means you're going to have less milk production. Next, drink plenty of water. So preload with water before you have that drink and postload after you have that drink because you're going to need it. Next, plan ahead for your baby's feedings. What does that mean? Well, it depends. Are you going to have the 1 drink? Are you going to have the 2 drinks or the 3 drinks? For example, you're going to need to have either breast milk stored or formula if you're comfortable giving that to your baby so that your baby is not going to be hungry. Also remember, sometimes, imagine this, babies don't follow a plan. They're actually going to be hungry before that 3-hour mark. So you may have done everything right and breastfed your baby, then had the drink and you're ready 3 hours later. Guess what? Baby got hungry. So that's when you would pump and store your breast milk. If you've waited the 3 hours and you had 1 drink, you should be fine to store it. Keep in mind, if you had more than that 1 drink, or if it's less than the 3 hours, things are a little bit different. If it's less than 3 hours, just wait to the 3-hour mark after you had that 1 drink and go ahead and store it, pump and store. If you've had more drinks, you might just have to pump and dump. As example, 3 drinks, 8-hour mark. Are you going to be able to hold all that milk inside? You might not. And either way, you can't store it. So you have to have the feedings planned ahead of time. And if you're going to pump and store or pump and dump, depending on how many drinks and what's the waiting time that you can follow. Lastly, most importantly, get a good night's sleep. We don't sleep enough as mothers. We don't sleep enough as breastfeeding mothers. So let's get on board. It doesn't matter if we're having a drink or not. You need to sleep more. If you do have a drink, you're probably going to have to sleep more anyway because it changes your body compared to what you've been used to for a while. I hope you find this helpful. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments below. Let me know if you like this content. Let me know what other content you'd like me to discuss. And until the next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.